Welcome, one and all, to day 20 of 31 Days of Horror-Ween 2017. And before we get into the meat of today's offering, a lot of people, and by a lot of people I mean no one ever, has asked me, why do you do 31 Days of Horror-Ween every year? You've been doing it for the last 3 years now. What sort of, big net positive do you take away from it? And the thing is, I'm one of those guys where I just enjoy being a historian. I love the genre of horror. I love the sociological implications. And I love watching the entire genre shift because the way horror changes over the years is really how general culture changes. You can see how, societal norms and traditions and mores are all evolving over time, progressing in the eyes of some, regressing in the eyes of others. It's just a really interesting thing to do and, chronicle. And even though it is sort of a pain in the ass, chronicling all these things and getting videos done in time, I still enjoy it. It's fun to, watch movies from the silent era, like pre-World War I, and go all the way up to 2016 and just see how the movies and culture and language and the way people behave and what's considered obscene and not obscene just changing over the course of, 110 years. To me, that's just interesting. And another reason, and really, this might be the big driving reason. I like chronicling things and seeing, the genre change and, take on different, aspects and features as the decades move along. But another reason is because, when you're like me and you're seeing so many genre movies, you kind of feel like you've seen all the ones that are worth it. So you want to dig deep to find, like, really obscure things, completely random movies, because every now and then you come across a movie you've never heard of or maybe you've overlooked for years and years, and you finally watch it, and when you do, you learn that it's absolutely amazing. It's like a miniature genre classic, and we have one of those movies today from 1983. It is the one, the only, Microwave Massacre. Now, this is a movie where I've heard of it. I remember it had like that really amazing VHS art, where you could actually like push a button on the VHS tape itself, and like, a microwave would light up and there'd be a severed head in there. So it's a great gimmick, but, I never actually got around to watching it because it didn't really seem that interesting, It's called Microwave Massacre, for God's sakes. What is it, like Saturday the 14th? Some really crappy satire. But I finally got around to watching it, and oh my God, this movie is incredible. This is one of the best horror comedies of the 1980s. There are a lot of good ones. This one's way up there. Maybe not as good as Return of the Living Dead, maybe not as good as Evil Dead 2, but like one step below it. This movie is just superb. And the thing I like about this one is it actually stars Jackie Vernon. Jackie Vernon, the voice of Frosty the Snowman. So you have Frosty the Snowman basically playing a sadistic, misogynistic, psycho cannibal who eats hookers. That's the premise of the movie. So right off the bat, you're like, okay, I want to see what this is about. And the thing is, it's also played as like an amazingly un-PC comedy, and it's just perfect. It's great. It's such a phenomenally entertaining and enjoyable and completely offensive movie, and I loved it. I mean, there's just so much great stuff going on, completely against societal norms we have nowadays. If you show this movie in theater now, there's going to be riots. I mean, because, you got jokes about gay people, the opening scene of the movie, you have like a woman where like the titles emerge from her cleavage, and then she like just shoves her breast through like a hole in the wall, and there's no real point to it. It's just gratuitous TNA for the sake of gratuitous TNA, but it works. It's hilarious. The dialogue is great. There are all these puns. There are just so many great comedic moments that are actually funny. There are a lot of horror comedies out there. Not a whole lot of them are actually comedic. This one is really damn funny. And let's see, what's the plot? Well, it's 1983, so Jackie Vernon is married to this woman who is like a wannabe Julia Childs, and she has a humongous like microwave, like a huge industrial microwave. She's like making like lobsters and stuff. All he wants is a bologna sandwich now and then. So one night he gets pissed drunk, goes home, and kills her. And, of course, he wakes up the next day, doesn't really remember it, so he chops up her corpse, tries to hide it. Very dark humor. I mean, it sounds really morbid, but it's actually played kind of for straight laughs, and it works, surprisingly. And he puts all the remains in the freezer downstairs, and he accidentally eats them and realizes, hey, wait a minute, this stuff isn't bad. So from there on, he decides to go on a diet of nothing but prostitutes. And without giving it away, let's just say there are some amazing moments in this movie. And I really can't say anything more because the movie is only like 80 minutes long. It's not a really long movie at all. But it goes by so fast, and it's hilarious, and the kills are great. And Jackie Vernon puts on one of the best, most understated performances I've ever seen in a B-tier horror movie from the 1980s. You will love this movie. I mean, as long as you're into degenerate cinema. I mean, if you're easily offended, go watch My Little Pony or something. But as long as you have a taste and proclivity for really, low culture, sleazy, tasteless, great, understated parodies, you're going to love this one. I guarantee it. Alright, so using our patented tofu dog rating system, I'm going to give this one a very, very highfalutin 3.5 tofu dogs out of 4. Almost went to full 4 on this one, but, I had to scale it back a little bit because some stuff towards the end. I won't spoil it, but you'll see when we get there. But yeah, nonetheless, this is a phenomenal movie and one you need to check out, especially if you think you've seen all the great horror movies from the 1980s. This one is terrific. Alright, so tomorrow is October 21st, and we're moving along with a film from 1984, and there's really no way to kind of do a teaser for this one, because if I say anything, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm going to say is it's 1984. It's an installment that was supposed to be the final chapter, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, of probably the most iconic horror franchise in the 1980s. I know it's old hat to review it, but I'm looking at it through some fresh eyes, first time I've seen it in a long time. I'll give it to you straight, so stick around for that. That's coming up tomorrow. But yeah, in the meantime, check out Microwave Massacre. This movie is just marvelous. And if you haven't seen it, you know what you're missing. Alright, well enjoy your afternoon, kids, and I'll be seeing you in just a few.